This is The Random Whisper.
Welcome back to The Random Whisper. This is your host, Legs, with the beautiful, beautiful Jay and Abby.
Oh, and Abby.
And Abby.
We're all beautiful. So this is episode 2 of season 2.
Yeah, but apparently Jay is very, very beautiful.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm a handsome bitch.
Right now he's wearing glasses because it's too much for us.
Why are you wearing glasses?
I don't know. I just thought it would be, I would feel cooler. You know, like James Dean. I'm putting out my James Dean vibes.
Okay.
How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good.
Cool.
How are you doing today?
Kind of sleepy, but I'm excited to do the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to share news with the listeners. I am now a dad.
Because you weren't a dad last week.
Well, it wasn't mentioned on social media anywhere.
Yeah, what was the big choice for that?
Celia.
And that doesn't tell me anything.
Thank you. So, yeah. But yesterday was her 1 month birthday thing.
Oh.
And I was able finally to share photos of my daughter on social media.
So she didn't want it for like the first month.
I don't think she had a time. I think I kind of convinced her to say, hey, what about on her birthday? Can we share that? And she was like, yeah. Well, not her birthday, but her month, whatever milestone.
Are you guys doing like those, you know how like people like get like the circular cards and it's like 1 month old and they take a picture with the baby and stuff like that? Are you guys doing that kind of stuff?
I don't know.
Do you guys
I
have,
So
don't
you
think
can like
so.
track how old she is. And
do you have a
stuff?
baby book?
Yeah, my mother gave her one. Or gave us one.
You know, the creepiest thing that was in my baby book when I was like 18 or 19 and I found it and I was looking, was my first haircut.
Oh yeah, that's a thing, like a lock of the hair.
Yeah, it was in a little envelope.
I think mine has one too.
And it was like on my first birthday, I got my first haircut. And my hair was pretty long. I was like, but it's creepy. You're like, man, my hair was, you know, because you feel it and it's different. You know, as you get older, your hair, the consistency or the contact, I don't know, the surface of your hair, it changes. So it's like, I don't know. That was weird.
That's a weird thing to notice.
Yeah.
We're not cutting her hair ever until she wants to cut it. And when she's 18 or something.
That's so long.
No, we want to try.
What if she's like literally like 3 years old and she literally just is a hot mess and her hair is in her face and she's just so annoyed with it?
Well, maybe in 3 years our mentalities will change. No, we want to keep it as. We don't want to cut it until we. How do I say this? We're trying to hold off as long as we can. As of
When
now.
when it's time, you'll know it's time when
Yeah,
it
so.
is. So
Because she was born with a lot of hair. So.
it was average.
Yeah. Oh, and
I was born bald, so
did you have eyebrows?
I don't know. I don't think.
Some
I can't
babies
remember.
are born without eyebrows, and that's creepy.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think I had any hair.
Huh. What about you?
I think I was born with, you know, an over average amount of hair, but I had eyebrows. I'm pretty sure I did.
That's crazy.
Did you? So you have the footprints and shit?
Yes.
That is so amazing to look at when you're older. Look at your footprints and they're like this big, you know, versus like what you wear now. You
Yeah.
know? It's like, wow. Like, except for years haven't changed at all. Because, you know, that is what it is.
So, let's talk about the movie that we were supposed to watch. And
Well, you're looking at me like,
Yeah, you
like
didn't do
what
it.
you were supposed to. I
Well-
watched them first.
I know.
So
I had to ask because I forgot.
Yeah,
I
oh,
watched it
dear
last
Lord.
night.
I remember I couldn't remember the name of it. It was like Pill Power or some shit.
So the movie is Project Power,
Project
released in 2020.
Power.
It was
with-
released like at the beginning of this month,
Yeah.
like 2 weeks
Jamie
ago. probably.
Foxx.
It was
A week ago.
produced like 2 years ago, I believe.
Oh, really? That's a long
Yeah.
time ago.
They had a lot of good special effects, to be fair.
It was Netflix though, you know. So
I wonder if they did it and they were going to release it into the movies and then Netflix wanted to buy it. So I don't know.
they might
I don't know,
have.
maybe.
They might have.
Yeah.
You never know.
It was with Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Dominique. What's his last name? Dominique Fishback.
I looked her
Or-
up. She's like 30.
No way.
No, she's 30, and she plays like a teenager.
No, she has one of those faces.
She
Well,
she plays a teenager very well. Like I didn't
That's
think so.
fine. You're a teenager and everyone thinks you're 30, so
I
mean it's,
That's true.
See, it goes both ways.
It was directed by Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman. So it was 2 directors. That's interesting. And it was written by Metzen Tomlin. So, guys, what do you think about the movie?
What did you think about it?
I liked it. I don't know if I like high definition movies.
What does that mean?
So
No 4K for you.
So when you used to watch movies back in the day, there was like this grain, and it was just the output of the movie made it feel like and seem like a movie. And nowadays it's so high def that it looks like a YouTube video, like a high def YouTube video. Does that make sense?
They're getting away from 24 frames though.
Yeah, it didn't seem 24 frames at some points. I'm talking about the cons. The other ones is sometimes it had crazy shots that were not needed at that time in the movie. So there's one scene where Jamie Foxx arrives to an apartment complex, and they do like this Dutch angle for no reason, and he's just walking, and there's no need for it. The scene is not weird. The scene doesn't feel weird.
There was like a weird shot. It was kind of similar to that. Like
there was 2 of them. Yeah.
when he goes into the like the place where the like Casey Neistat was at.
Yeah.
And like Jamie Foxx and the bad guy are like they're like, it's a Dutch angle, and it's like Jamie Foxx in the upper corner, and then the bad guy in the bad corner, and then the gun and like very very close to the camera. Like it was, you could tell that it was like all stitched together. At least the gun wasn't there originally, because like I guess they flashed that scene, and I was like that was a weird shot. And they went to another shot, and then they went back to it, and the gun like blew up, or like it got shot at and it like flew out of frame. It was really weird, but I like noticed it because it felt stitched together.
Well, do you think like the filmmakers today, because of the technology they have and the ability to get these extravagant shots, do you think they're breaking the rules of what the standard shot meant or the meaning of the shot just to get it to wow the audience? 'Cause that could be why they put these unnecessary Dutch angles.
Well, like the shot that I was talking about, I don't think it was unnecessary. Like I think it was kind of cool, but like it took me out of it for a second because I noticed that it like was fake. Like it felt fake.
For the listeners that don't know what a Dutch angle is, it's where the camera is unlevel and it's supposed to have the viewer know or feel like there's an uncertainty or a calamity's going on during the scene.
Yeah. So other than that, I think the casting was done well. In my opinion, sometimes it's hard to take Jamie Foxx seriously because he's really
I liked him.
He's really comedic.
I liked him.
But in this one, he pulled it off like he did with Django. Like I believed he was a serious guy searching for his daughter.
Honestly, I think he's done more serious roles than he has comedic roles. Everyone knows him from In Living Color and like his what is that, Shanae or whatever. But
yeah.
I mean, he's done Any Given Sunday, Ray, So he's done other serious roles, and I think he's done actually more so serious roles than comedic roles.
What else? I mean, the budget was big, so the set locations were really cool.
I like that. The colors were really nice.
Yeah. I like the camera work and the colors. Really.
Yeah, they did.
The story was okay. It was
what
a
else?
comic book, basically.
Yeah, it was like a quick watch movie. It wasn't like a whoa my god movie.
I think I would have been I think the pacing of the movie was too fast.
Too fast?
Yeah, I feel like if like the editor had taken time to like maybe linger in a few shots or just like make the pacing, because like we were like a couple scenes in and I was like, so much is happening and it's so fast. Like we were like at the part where like Jamie Foxx was at the gas station, he was making faces at the kid. Yeah. I was like everything's happening way too fast. Like I don't know what, like it's just like I'm like I don't know what's happening, and it's just happening.
There's this scene at the gas station, the first scene that establishes that it's a gas station. The camera was behind people and I thought they were bad guys, and it was just a normal shot. And I was like, why would you put the people there and then do like a behind the shoulders? I don't know.
Hey, you remember what was it, the Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he was a cop but he had the camcorder all the time?
End of Watch.
Yeah. So some of the scenes in this film made me think of that, and it gave me that feel, because it was almost first person, but you didn't have the shaky camera effect that tells you it's first person. With scenes like that, basically, where it's trying to establish like somebody's overseeing something that's going on. That's why they put it behind the people, you know, almost framing the frame over the shoulder. But that's for me. I got a lot of that from this film. But it was fine because of the pace. A first person pace like that is, you know, it's suitable. But when you're trying to establish like having static shots and certain movement shots, you don't want that type of momentum through the film unless you're having like, you know, like an act change or something.
I see it. I mean, story wise, I feel like the buyer, the cartel buyer for the things was unnecessary. I think they should.
The beginning scene, was not necessary. Like the first scene with Machine Gun Kelly and the one bad guy was not needed. They could have cut that entire scene and it would have been fine.
Like why do I care that you're giving pills for people to sell for
I think it would have been
and
a better story. The story, I think, overall was very cliche.
Well, yeah, it's
an action movie.
Yeah,
unless it's a mindfuck movie, I feel like all movies are similar in that way.
Yeah, or like it's just like Bright. You ever seen Bright? It's with Will Smith. And It's got the trolls and the fairies, and the cops and stuff.
It's really good.
It's kind of the same way with this one, you know, as far as that one goes, where you have like the two opposing forces, but it's very cliche in the movements and in the events that happen within the film and the storytelling. It's very similar. The twist is the guy's a troll or whatever, and he's a cop, and everyone hates him, but he
is a troll or an orc. Troll.
I think he's an orc or a troll or something.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, oh, we police our own, but we're not allowed. It's the same kind of concept, but it is what it is, man. I mean, I don't know. So, what's the rating? What we got for a rating today?
The Legs rating of 1 to 5 is.
Have we always done 1 to 5? I thought it was 1 to 10.
I thought it was 1 to 10.
Oh, okay, it's 1 to 10. Sorry.
Let's do 1 to 5. 1 to 10 is way too big. I'm declaring season 2 1 to 5.
Season 2's 5 stars now, huh? Okay.
Okay, well, 1 to 5. I give it like a 3.5. And the half is because I like that they actually used a YouTuber for a serious movie, and they gave an opportunity to Machine Gun Kelly because he's trying to transition into acting. And I think he has a normal name for the acting part, but Machine Gun Kelly. I know, what's that guy with the Medea guy? Tyler Perry. I know he uses a lot of YouTubers for his movies, but they suck at acting, and they're usually comedy movies.
Casey Neistat was not really. He had like one speaking line.
But he looked good. I think he
was
like
in it for like
douchebag.
less than 5 minutes.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, 3.5. What do you guys think?
Solid 3, and I won't go any higher than that. I could go lower, but 3.
I will give 3 and 1 point of the 5-point star. Just one point of the 5-point star.
So the point of the 4 star?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're giving it a 1.
3.1.
Does that make sense? You know how like an
yeah,
Amazon,
like a star has 5 points.
No, but you know how
so when like, you give it
it's
1 point,
3 full stars, and then 1
1
point of the four star. That's it. That's all I'm giving.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Because first of all, I really hope, and it's more about I just don't want a sequel.
I don't want a
sequel on this one. It was okay. It was a watch, you know. So I'll just leave it at that. I just don't want a sequel. Please, Netflix, don't make a sequel. Everybody Wing Chun tonight.
I'm still waiting for the Bright sequel.
I don't even want that. I really
He doesn't want any sequels at all. Okay?
I'm cool with some sequels, but yeah, no. Bright
squeaky.
Bright 2 is not.
Okay, so we're at our free range topic segment of the show.
Oh yeah, so let me tell you what happened. So for the last 15 years, the city of Bremerton's been trying to do my sidewalk and repair it.
Last 15 years.
It's almost as long as the I-5 project, almost.
No, I don't think anything is as long as that.
But so yesterday they actually showed up and they framed for the concrete for the sidewalk and they poured, and then they came out today and finished pouring the other section. They're done with all of the sidewalk work. So I was talking with one of the guys because, a couple of days ago, I think the day we did the other podcast last week, I wheeled up there to the guys because they were up the street tearing up more sidewalk. I don't know what that squeak is.
Okay, I'm not the only one that hears it, right?
I've
Okay.
actually heard the squeak somewhere. So I went up there and I was talking to him. I was like, why are you tearing up this side of the sidewalk or this portion of the sidewalk when you haven't even finished any of the other stuff you started? I was like, it would make more sense to me. I don't know, being in construction for 20 years. Why start something new when you haven't finished what you need to? I think
It's your
the
chair.
I think it's the chair.
Stop moving.
So and they were like, oh, I'm just doing my job. And I was like, that's the biggest bullshit cop-out I've ever heard in my life, and I've heard it all of my life from everybody.
Yeah.
But come to find out, the supervisor has been sending them all over the place to do projects. Because like a couple blocks from where I live, they're doing some more construction on sidewalks, and they haven't finished those either. And then, so the guy was saying that they had a school that they had to go, I guess it was like an emergency repair or something, and that's why they all got pulled to go to that place. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. But your manager's a douchebag, and he doesn't know how to fucking manage people. It's like, you don't do what you guys have been doing. I said, that's just fucking super unprofessional.
Yeah.
But they're almost done. They have a little bit of asphalt to fix up and finish off to actually get the driveway to match up with the slope of the sidewalk.
Gotcha.
And then my section will be done, and I can quit bitching at the city of Bremerton. Because I bitch at those guys all the time. Hey, what are you doing down there, man? You need to finish over here. So it's good.
And did they end up doing the thing that you said they didn't do, like the?
The thing that they didn't do. They
what
didn't
do,
do
like
the thing. They did the thing.
to get rid of the air bubbles.
No, they don't do that.
The vibing.
They were saying
Vibing.
they don't.
I know that text that we got. 'Cause I was like, because you said. It's so funny to me. You said, my only concern is that they're not vibing. And I was like, what? I didn't know that it was like a construction term.
It's actually a construction thing. I even sent you a video to show you what I was talking about. But no, he was saying that they don't do it for sidewalks here.
Huh.
So I was like, all right, whatever.
What, you confronted them about it?
No, I just brought
Why aren't you vibing?
No, I just brought it up because he come up, he was like, hey, we're finally done. And I was like, oh, yeah. It's like, hey, so how come you guys didn't vibe? Vibe this out. And he's like, oh, well, it's so small. We don't do sidewalk vibing. It's like, oh, okay. Well, there's still air bubbles in your concrete. Then the integrity is less. I can just tell you, City of Bremerton, I'm sorry. The integrity of your sidewalks is less. That's why they're tearing up more sidewalk, because they didn't vibe the first time. That's all I can tell you.
Man, those negative energies will get to you, bro.
Cha,
Negative energies.
cha.
The energies in
but
the,
I have
in the
good,
bubbles.
I have good, happy energy for this because they're almost done. I mean, 15 years later, but they're almost done. And,
Okay, I'm gonna act like a city official. How is
Oh,
it affecting
God.
you, sir? How is this affecting you?
it's still an ongoing thing because there's a roadblock signs and those little pieces that don't allow people to drive completely in the driveway. So therefore, my garbage truck is going to drive by without picking up the garbage.
Damn.
City official, you need to fix that.
Sorry about that, sir. I'll talk to my boss.
Yeah.
I thought you were a city official.
And 15 years from now, I'll get.
Aren't you a
everyone
boss?
Everyone has a boss.
Yeah.
But aren't you a boss?
But I
You
need
wouldn't talk to
my
you
boss.
wouldn't talk to your boss. You would talk to your coworker.
No.
Talk to the coworker.
What?
Yeah, you'd like pass the information along to the supervisor of the construction dude.
That's not a coworker, then. That's a subordinate.
Subordinate. Subordinate. That's the fucking term I've never
It is.
used in my life.
It is a term.
It's a professional term.
Jeez.
You're a subordinate to your managers at your work.
I know that, let me.
I know what it means.
let me
I'm
dumb
not.
it
I know
down
what
to
it
you.
means. I've
It
just
means
never
worker
used
bee.
it.
Let me send it down to my worker bees to get done. That's what it
Worker
means.
bees.
Yeah.
What are you, an elementary school teacher?
I'm just saying. See, now you're even taking it further lower. I was trying to keep it at a certain level, and you're
Worker
dropping
bees?
worker bees.
Worker bees.
Now I know that when you stress him out, you hear the squeak because he's like. "Ah."
When he's passionate about what he's talking, the chair
Yeah,
starts
when I'm all
squeaking.
about it, man.
So I had a thought yesterday,
Oh no.
and it's kind of douchey, but
Oh,
I'm
no.
really curious. So you know how there's a lot of natural disasters, of hurricanes around the Florida, Georgia area.
Yeah, there's one happening right now.
And usually somewhere in the Caribbean. My question is, in the U.S., if you're always getting hit by hurricanes, why do you stay there, and why is it on our tax dollars to always send relief when people can just move up north or to the center of the U.S. where there's a lot of land?
Because we don't want them to move there. I want those people to stay in those hurricane states.
See?
They're going to overpopulate the states that are actually smart enough not to live in the hurricane states.
Okay.
Also, they've lived there probably for generations.
That don't mean anything to me. And my
And-
tax
and-
dollars.
They probably
like
don't have the
Florida?
kind of money to suddenly relocate to a whole other city.
Oh, no, they've got the money. Most of them have
Because you
the
gotta
money.
you gotta relocate, you gotta find a new job, you gotta find a new house, you gotta.
Yeah,
you know.
over the danger of getting hit.
Yeah,
and
but
Yeah, but
with
think
a
about this
natural
too.
disaster.
The allure of living in Florida. You know, a lot of people that's something when you say, "Oh, I live on the beach." Yeah, your house gets hit by hurricanes, but I live on the beach, and that's probably part of it. It's
Yeah, I
that it's that prestige that I can afford a multi-million-dollar home in Miami because I can, hurricane no problem. I have insurance. That's probably part of their
And
thing.
also, you're suggesting that if we just leave half of the bottom half of the United States completely abandoned because
Yeah.
you get one hurricane a year.
Well, at least
No, there's a couple times
A
there's
couple
been like
year-
2 or 3 a year.
So
I
just
don't
like
know.
three,
Yeah.
there's three
Like
hurricanes are
hurricane,
real,
tropical
so
storms, all
we
that
can't
stuff.
live there
well,
24/7.
I assume that people that live there have, like, they expect to be helped every single time. So they're like, okay, I'll stay here because then the government will pay for our shit, or our insurance pay for our shit.
Well, the
a
government
weird
doesn't
mentality
pay.
that
The
you have.
insurance will.
I'm a pessimist. to be
I can
honest.
tell.
But a lot of the times because you're talking about relief, it comes from the state most of the time. It doesn't really come from the federal government.
Oh my god.
So they should
a lot of
increase
it,
the taxes
a lot
on
of
it.
it comes from the state. I can't say that the federal government doesn't send relief, but it's more the state.
Well, they do send relief unless you're Puerto Rico. Then they don't.
Just because they're not a state.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious, but it was
It's-
kind of douchey, like.
Yeah.
Well, now let's get a little even douchier because like places like Puerto Rico who demand us to help them.
Yeah.
But why would we help them if you refuse to sign or apply for statehood? Because most of the relief is intended for states. Then they're like, well, we're a territory, but you're a territory. You're not a state, so why would be required to send you federal relief?
The U.S. gave them the autonomy of becoming their own country, so it's our fault.
No, it's not. They asked for it. I've known people from Puerto Rico that we've had this discussion with them, and they say that as a people, they didn't want to become a state as a country. They wanted to stay a country. And they're like,
because
okay.
they'd lose a lot of stuff. Like right now,
Yeah.
they can be a contestant in like the Olympics, I think, and they can contestant for like pageant stuff,
yeah.
Okay.
and they would lose that kind of stuff.
So what if Russia came and gave them the relief money that they needed? Because the only reason we have Puerto Rico is because of Russia, and then we tried to do that with Cuba, and Cuba was like, "Nah, we're with Russia." It's one of those lands that is really important to our defense.
Okay.
So, in your opinion, how would you feel if Puerto Rico, I don't know what the term is, emancipated themselves from the U.S.?
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter to me. I can go either way with it. I'll go to Puerto Rico to check it out, but I'm not going to be upset because they're not a state. I'm more upset with the idea that Washington D.C. wants to become a state.
Why?
What?
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's stupid.
I think it's a good idea.
It's stupid.
It's stupid.
I think they should just fucking do it.
Why? It's not. So we're gonna have basically 2 Rhode Islands. That size of a little fucking little state. Come on.
I don't think that. Who the fuck cares what the fucking size?
care.
But who the fuck cares if it becomes a state or not? That's the thing. Like, what benefit will we have by having a 51st state that
You
is
just-
already a section?
You just your counter argument for them to become a state was the size, which is like
Hey,
the smallest thing
I
on
just
the list.
no, because I think it's just stupid to have something that little. I think Rhode Island shouldn't even be a state, really,
Well, if you
because
think
it's so
about
tiny. It might as well get absorbed by the two. Like, was it Connecticut, and Massachusetts? They might as well just split it up and make it part of the bigger state. It's a pain in the ass to find it on the map.
I think North Dakota and South Dakota should settle their differences and become one big Dakota.
and the South Carolina, North Carolina.
There's
Or-
one
or
Carolina.
Virginia as well. you
Yeah.
know?
I,
Sure.
I
why
think
not?
I never understood why they did that.
I-
But
I
if
have
you
no
think
idea.
about it, if this whole Democrat Republican double party thing never goes away, the small state of DC will have a lot of voting power for like elections and shit. So maybe that's what they're trying to aim at. Whatever, if it comes blue or red, whatever. But I think it would have a lot of.
Hot take. Let's get rid of the
But see-
electoral college.
But here's the
Get rid
idea,
of it. We
though.
don't need it.
I
That's
like
true.
I like the idea of the nation's capital not residing in one state. It's in a district. It's in an area that is basically neutral for anything, so there's no influence. If
Yeah.
DC becomes a state, then Washington D.C. in itself is a state and the capital. What are you going to call it? Are you going to call it Washington D.C. when you call the city Washington D.C. and the capital of the? No, it doesn't make any sense.
That
I guess the benefit.
your argument doesn't make any sense. Who the fuck cares what it's called?
I guess the
I
benefit
care.
of that.
I honestly care because it
You're the
needs
only
to be.
person.
It needs to be an autonomous zone. It doesn't need to be a state.
I guess the benefit of that would be that anyone of my friends or family from the South won't ask me if I know the White House. Because I say I'm from Washington. They're
I'm
like, oh,
from
you know the
Washington.
White House?
Have you been in the White House?
You just tell them several times, like, yeah, all the time. We go by there, we throw papers at it. You know.
What time is it?
I don't know, man. How about on our film, we talk about a film? I don't know what I just said.
What the hell? Did
And you're
just
you're giving me shit about Washington D.C. Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
did
I
you-
don't know what I.
Did
My
you guys?
brain
I'm
turned
pretty
off.
sure you guys heard about that 17-year-old who killed like 2 people, and like hurt like 2 or others or whatever.
Yes, I have.
So, it was this 17-year-old
Happened. When did it happen?
who
Yesterday or
had
the
an
day
assault
before?
rifle. It's probably like 2 to 3 days ago. Had an assault rifle, went across state lines to protect the car dealership. You know how like people protect businesses with weapons, which is okay. Whatever, you're trying to scare off the freaking
Mhm.
protesters or whatever.
Right.
And apparently he shot someone in the head
Okay.
in the dealership.
He
And-
shot a car dealer?
No, he shot one of the protesters in the head.
Okay.
Um,
Where were they protesting?
I forgot to say.
This in where? Or
Where?
What?
Oh,
What-
probably Black Lives Matter or whatever.
Okay.
Or no, whatever.
The same thing that
Excuse
they've
me.
been protesting.
Social
for months.
injustice. Okay, let's go with that.
Social injustice.
Social
Yes.
injustice.
And then they chase him to unarm him, and then he kills another person, and then shoots someone in the arm. And this guy's 17 years old. And at first, I didn't hear about him killing someone first. I only heard about the self-defense shot and shooting the guy in the arm. But it turns out that they were trying to disarm him and like citizen's arrest
Right.
because he killed that first person, shot him in the head. It's crazy.
Horrific.
But what was why do you shoot the first person in the head?
I don't know. Some sources on Facebook said, and it's not facts, it's
That-
fucking Facebook.
Some sources on Facebook
But they said that the guy was like, shoot me, I don't care, and then he shot him. Like I personally justified it when he shot the second person because they were chasing him like they were gonna jump him. I had no context. When you watch a video with no context, they're gonna jump him and kick his ass. So he shot in self-defense. But then when you hear the second part where he actually killed
like
someone
why
first,
they're chasing
Yeah,
him.
the provocation part.
yeah, and I'm like, oh. And then he's
Yeah.
17. He shouldn't have an assault rifle. And I'm not against youngsters and kids learning how to shoot weapons and properly handle them for safety and everything. But you shouldn't carry an assault rifle to an event where there's going to be protesters and you're 17 years old across state lines. So what do you guys think about that?
I think if you're 17, I don't see a reason why you couldn't have an assault rifle. But taking your rifle across state lines as a 17-year-old is illegal. I believe. I feel. Or at least it should be. That thing should be... You should be able to fire it under the supervision of an adult, not just go get your gun and go out in the backyard, and let alone get in your vehicle and go somewhere across state lines with it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that individuals should take weapons to a protest, regardless if you're defending anything or you're not. A protest is a protest. You're going there to speak, to demonstrate your vision or your point of view. It should be peaceful to where they're not damaging. Like, why protest at a fucking car dealership? It's weird. That's weird to me.
Yeah,
like, why go to a car dealership? But if you're going there, you should not have the intent to do damage to the property. So you should not, with your movement, should not provoke others to bring weapons to defend the property. It should be peaceful. And the people, they do have the right. But if you're going to defend your property, defend it. I'm one of those people that, because there's a rule in the military, you cannot fire a weapon that is greater than the power fired upon.
Yeah.
So I can't shoot you with a bazooka if you're shooting a 9mm at me.
Huh.
It's illegal. It's illegal. So I think the one step above that for that, you should, baseball bats or something, less lethal to defend that place. You shouldn't bring a firearm to, any kind of demonstration. I think it's wrong. And they shouldn't. I mean, I'm not even big on tear gas, really, because I've been tear gas in the military. We go through NBC training, all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's the
it
same.
sucks.
It's the same shit.
Is that CS gas?
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks.
It's riot gas.
Oh.
So,
Sucks.
but you shouldn't bring weapons, other than something that can easily be used, but it's not a lethal weapon. Like a projectile weapon. Bring a crowbar or bring a goddamn. Not even a knife. Just bring something like blunt instruments, because it's a mass people.
Yeah.
There's no reason to bring a gun.
And you know what the curious thing is? Like, I'm not for rioters. I am for protesters.
Exactly.
Right? And whenever people are protesting anything, even the KKK showing their pride, whatever, they never do riots. Or at least not nowadays. They did it back in the day, but not nowadays. My point is, even if you're trying to protect the business, you have insurance. So I don't know why you need weapons to protect the business. If you protect your home, I'm all for it. Kill whoever trespasses on your property. After you tell them, get out. I'm armed, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm all for that. But like at a business that has insurance, and I don't know what the relation of this kid was with the business, because it was, I don't know, but do you guys think he should be tried as an adult?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's see what happens.
I think they should throw the book at him.
That was just curious, like I don't know, man. I don't know how protecting the business with a weapon like that during riots or a protest. Because again, I have no context. I don't know if there was rioting or actual protest. I don't know if it was something against the dealership itself or they were along the way of the protest. I have no context. I'm sorry about it.
You have to read the article, I guess.
But I never understood that part.
Well, you remember the, what is it? The 4 S's? Show, shout, shove, and shoot. So you should go through those 3 first, anyways. You should show your weapon, which will deter a lot of people. Oh,
Yeah.
he has a gun. I'm not going to mess with him. Then you shout, like, get the fuck away from me, or I'm going to shoot. That deters others. And then, shove them away if they're getting too close to you. And then the last means is to shoot them. But that should always be the last choice, not the first choice. When someone says, hey, go ahead and flick your booger at me, I'm not expecting you to flick a booger at me, even though that provocation, it doesn't warrant murder, Yeah. It's just retarded.
You should become a consultant for the police departments down south.
That'd be funny.
So yeah, all right. What do you think, Abby, of all this?
I don't know. It seems just like pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, we
In
got to take
general.
Abby shooting, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never fired a gun.
We'll get you.
It's fun. Like
You'll get me?
We'll get you. We'll get you squirrel away. No, I do have the crossbow too. We got to shoot the crossbow.
Oh, I never shot a crossbow before. I never shot an arrow.
I've never shot this one, so.
Have you ever shot an arrow?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
It is.
Do you use like the classic wood one or like those fancy like
no,
plastic ones?
A
or
friend of
metal
mine
ones?
was a bow hunter, so we had like the little high compound, projectile
I have
things.
so
Yeah,
much
we got
respect.
Katniss Everdeen over here.
I got so much respect for bow
I
hunters.
have no idea.
That's like the manliest of manliest, most badass thing to do is to hunt animals with a bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow.
Yeah, I'll pass a crossbow. I'll give it a pass. But
A
like I think
pass?
like because I feel
What do
like
you
if
mean a
you go
pass?
hunting with a rifle, it's like okay.
There's technique in all of them.
I know.
I can't take one and say I prefer one or the other because I've not really done any of the hunting more so with one weapon than the other, you know. But you have to have a passion for whichever way you're hunting. Like
Yeah.
bow hunters don't, you know, if they're only bow hunting. Because I know a lot of hunters that, you know, during rifle season, you know, they get their rifle tags and then they go out and shoot. And then during
Yeah.
bow season, they do it, you know. And then
There's different seasons for different weapons.
Yes, and there's different
Oh.
there's different tags.
I didn't
So
know that.
you get your rifle tags, you get your bow tags. You got trap, which you know you set in traps and stuff.
Yeah.
So I know people that do all of them, and then I know people that prefer one or the other. You're like, oh, I don't do rifle, I only do bow. And then there's people like, I only do rifle, I don't, you know, I don't care for it, you know, because it's a different type of requirement, you know, a different skill set.
Yeah.
So a lot of them just don't. They prefer to stick to one. You know, do what you're good at, kind of thing.
Yeah, I understand hunting's hard because you have to like.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Are you crazy?
you have to,
A lot of people bait those poor animals.
Nah.
There's no chance anymore. They put these big
Lame.
salt licks out. They put a
Lame.
little stand. They sit up in the stand, and it comes by, and they go. Pachoo.
No, I feel like there will be something spiritual about bow hunting. I think we should try that at least once.
I've done it.
Well,
So
I think
you
should
can try it.
You should take me at least once.
I'm not that kind of hunter that I can go out and guarantee there's.
How long did you spend? Like a week, 2-3 days?
No, it was a day out and day back.
Oh, okay. Did you guys
But
get something?
I went with people in the land that they've always gone hunting on, so they know.
Oh, okay.
They didn't bait them or anything, but they know their natural migration areas. So
Did
they're
you-
like, hey, we'll go over here. We've shot them before over here.
Did you guys get anything?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's the harder part, is to like pull that fucking dead carcass out of the woods or
I
whatever.
bet they're heavy as fuck.
They are, especially dead. Dead weight is like exactly what it is. Dead weight. Like, have you ever picked up a sleeping cat?
No.
How it's like heavier and it like stretches and that's
When you flex your muscles, for some reason you're lighter.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Something about maybe the liquid and the oxygen aren't in your muscles or something. I don't know. But yeah, lugging out a big dead elk with antlers and shit, or a deer, it's a pain in the ass, man.
Interesting.
A lot of people use four-wheelers.
Did you guys wear like those high reflective camouflage?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you take the hunter safety course, you get your little, you know, certifications and stuff. You wear the camo with the bright colors so people can see you, so you don't shoot your. You know,
You ever been
it's
hunting,
safety,
Abby?
it's safety first.
I've never shot a gun. Why would I have gone hunting?
Have you ever been
Bow and
fishing?
arrow.
You go fishing?
Yeah, I've been fishing.
Like what kind of fish?
I've
What do you
never
mean? What
fished.
kind of fish?
What kind of fish?
I don't know. Whatever was in the fucking lake.
Oh my god!
Oh shit.
Because I was thinking we should do like a charter tuna.
A
Charter a tuna.
Well, she does
boat.
like Fast and the Furious. She'll love to try tuners.
Yeah, there you go.
What does that
Womp,
mean?
womp, womp, womp. Womp.
That was bad. Anyways, well, yeah, we should charter like a tuna boat and go out and fish, man. Them tunas are like.
I never fished. I hear it's really meditative and cathartic.
I think it's boring.
Yeah.
I would go out with my friends when they go fishing, and I drink the beer while they're fishing. And
Gotcha.
they're trying to tell me the sport of it, like, oh my god, you gotta wiggle the bob out there. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Because all the
You know.
the only fishers I knew were from the military, and all they said it was just like peace.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
it's
You
quiet.
just
You sit
throw
out
it
on
out
the
there
boat
and
you
sit there.
sit and watch it. I mean, that's why old people do it, because you know they put their little radio and they fall asleep and wake up with a sunburn.
So
I,
first things
I
first.
used to go with my dad and my grandpa, but like I had like a toy fishing rod. It was
still have it?
It was Scooby Doo. I don't know if I still have
Oh,
it.
that'd be awesome if you still
It was
had
Scooby Doo, and it had like a fake fish on the end of it.
Aw.
But like my dad took it off and put like the bait on there, and so I would put the fishing
Did
rod
you
in
catch
there.
anything?
No, I would
Aw.
lose the bait immediately, but I would pretend, or I just simply didn't know that I was just
That is amazing.
not like actually fishing.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna write that down.
We should do a tuna boat.
All right, so
Go catch tuna.
gun range and fishing.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I want to give a shout out to our Patreons.
Yes.
You moved.
Our
You're
patrons.
like, anyway,
Patrons.
Moving along, our patrons.
Patrons.
Yes.
Patreons.
Patrons.
Hey, and if you're listening to this and you're not
Patreons.
on Patreon, check us out on Patreon because you get exclusive
Patreon.
access.
You get the video.
You get the video
We're recording.
plus you get to ask us anything you want to ask us.
And we're thinking to get you guys doing the intro saying, this is the Random Whisper for our next podcast and the next and the next and the next. Which
And
I
the
think is
next
pretty
and the
cool.
next and the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to be putting out like Patreon exclusive like videos. You know, more to follow on that. Just
Yeah.
subscribe and check it out because it's going to be. I think it's going to be kind of fun. What we're planning on doing.
Yeah, we're really embarking on like we're filmmakers and we're making films and we're photographers as well. But we're really trying to embark in content creation to entertain people as we produce our major projects. So I feel like
Yes.
subscribing to Patreon would really benefit you if you enjoy us and
Support the arts.
support the art. And really thank you to our patrons that have subscribed so far. It really means a lot, and it's a lot of fives. Everything we're doing, like it makes it real. Like holy shit, like, you know,
It's a real thing.
it's real.
Well,
like
yeah.
it's motivating. It's just
It is
it's awesome.
motivating, and just knowing that because the initial reason we did the Patreon thing was to try to at least just pay for office space
Yeah,
to keep doing the podcast.
yeah,
So now I'm not saying we're there, but we're getting there, you know, to where the listeners are going to help us continue the creation by providing, you know, those subscriptions.
yeah. And we're talking about doing or creating new perks. Is that what they're called? At the
yeah,
Patreon?
I
Yeah.
think so.
So that we can involve the patrons more if they want to, of course. And maybe even when we get up there in subscribers, maybe like give them a free shirt of something of the Don't Cook Bacon Naked.
We can't. I don't think that's
is that-
coinable. Somebody's probably already copyrighted it. I just like to say it because it's
Is it
funny.
copyrighted?
Because I used to tell my soldiers
I
that.
don't know.
That was like my weekend briefing, you know, because like in the military,
Yeah.
you'd have to brief them every Friday. Don't do drugs. Don't get in fights. Don't drink and drive. And I used to tell them, don't cook bacon naked.
Interesting.
Because even if they would and some stuff gets burnt, guess what? Who gets the phone call that they've been in the hospital? You know, I get the phone call.
How badly are you burning yourself?
What
You-
the-
No,
Huh?
so
Making bacon.
Okay, so because I worked in battalion up in there, you know, the 3 shop.
Yeah.
I know for
Are
a
you
fact
speaking from experience? Have you gotten the phone call
No,
that
but-
somebody had
yes.
cooked bacon naked and you had to go and
Okay,
see
so
them?
what I'm telling you is anytime, doesn't matter what it is, you can go in for a torn fingernail. It shows up on a thing called a blotter report.
Yeah.
The blotter report is
But why would
reviewed
you
by
go
the
in
colonel.
for a broken fingernail?
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is anything that you go in for, regardless of how minor or retarded it is, it shows up on a report that your commander sees.
Yeah.
So you try to keep it off the blotter. You're like, look, MP, please just let me handle it. I will kick his fucking ass, basically.
How dare
Don't
he
put
have
it
a
on the
torn
blotter.
fingernail?
Don't put
Yeah.
it on. No, you see, you're keeping that context. It's not. That's not what I'm talking about.
How dare I
It's-
cook bacon naked?
Yeah. But
How do
I'm
we go
telling
from
you,
cooking bacon naked to cops and MPs?
I'm just saying to keep it off the blotter report, NCOs would do anything.
Yeah. The less paperwork there is, the better.
The less time that the colonel knows your name, the better off
Yeah.
you are. So even if he was my soldier and I got or he got in trouble, I would be in trouble because he got in trouble. Even though I told him on Friday not to get in trouble, he would get in trouble, and then I would get in trouble because he got in trouble.
And then his leader would get in trouble.
Yeah,
and-
my boss would
and
get
so
in
on.
trouble for me telling him not to get in trouble, and he got in trouble. We'd all get in trouble.
Oh,
It's like,
okay.
this is
It's a
bullshit.
creepy-
Shit rolls downhill kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
It sucks. And that's why the military, sometimes if you're a bad leader,
Oh,
soldiers
God.
leave, man, because it sucks.
Yeah.
And I wish I was your soldier. You sound pretty cool based on your stories you told me in the past.
Yeah, I was pretty decent. I tried my hardest. You know some of my soldiers. You can ask them what
Yeah.
kind of NCO I was, but I tried my hardest to let them fall on their face to learn, but be there to mentor them. And I don't know, just not be the typical GI that most people know, the stereotypical one, you know. Like every Saturday, I used to have a breakfast with all my soldiers. We'd go to it's one restaurant. It was great. It was
20 seconds.
Snow City Cafe, and they had
you just turn it off
crab
mid-story.
omelets and
10 seconds. Thanks for listening to the Random Whisper.
reindeer sausage. It was amazing.
Don't cook bacon.
Don't cook bacon naked. Don't be on the blotter.
All right. Well, thank you. There's the alarm. So this is Legs.
This is Jay.
This is Abby.
This is the Random Whisper. And thanks for
This
listening.
is Abby. Sorry. This is Abby.
Oh, and that's Abby.
Sorry, I touched the mic and it fucked it up.
Enough.
So now you have a clear. This is Abby. Okay, now you have a clear.
Sorry for taking
Recording.
46 minutes of your time now. I'm just.